And to do this, we have somebody, when I asked him, what is it you love about Toastmaster? He said, this is what community-based learning is. That socializing with everyone matters for me in Toastmasters. And what is that you don't like about Toastmaster? When I asked him, he said, DC. Because people are running towards like mechanical stuff. People are not focusing on that. Maybe he's pointing Satish.
I don't want to name that somebody, but it is Satish.
So with that note, let us welcome our management book reviewer, Toastmaster Ashok.
You are only God.
Lovely. So today I have come to you with a book called Weekend Language by Andy Craig and Dave Newman. What is so special about this book? 8 years back, when I went to do a course on machine learning and data science, 60% into the course, I learned that there is more significance to convey that data to a non-technical audience. There's more emphasis on that than analyzing the data itself. Analyzing the data, today there are plenty of tools available, but where there is scarcity is in the art of finally doing that thing called storytelling, where you communicate the 3 or 4 or 5 top messages, what the data says, to a non-technical business audience. Because most of our time at corporate is spent in communicating with non-technical audience. That is where this book gains a lot of significance. So I started reading this book. One thing I found about this book is that it's a very quick read, especially for a Toastmaster. Because once you start, there are only 5 chapters in this book. Very simple. S, it's called story, acronym called story. Chapter 1 S, chapter 2 T, chapter 3 O, chapter 4 R, and chapter 5 Y. Simple. 5 chapters. And the best part about this book is, as a Toastmaster, when you read this book, you will be able to relate this to some project in competent communication manner. As simple as that. So every single letter here, you will be able to relate it to the competent communicator manner. But, so what is there in it for me to read? Right? There is something called a test that this book talks about. What I love about this book is that there are 5 chapters in this book, as I said, S-T-O-R-Y. S stands for suspend PowerPoint. Very important, what it says is don't ignore PowerPoint, rather suspend it for some time until you crystallize the message. Without knowing what the top message is, what are the 3 supporting points that support that message, and what are the 3 stories for each of the 3 points, do not never ever open the PowerPoint. That is the first chapter all over. And that's every chapter is supported with something called a homework. So it says, like you do fasting, right? You do a digital fasting and stay away from PowerPoint for 30 days. In both your corporate and personal life, never ever open the PowerPoint and stay away from it and try communicating the message without the support of a PowerPoint. So why this title, Weekend Language? Long back when I was attending one of the area conferences, one of the keynote speakers said, he was a non-Toastmaster. He came in, he was sat amongst us, he was watching the humorous speech, and when he came up to the stage to deliver the keynote speech, the first thing he said is, I have seen a different avatar of you at office, which is very dull and boring, whereas you guys are so lively. Why are you just leaving this asset at home? Why can't you carry that to work? That's exactly what this book Weekend Language is all about. When we go to a weekend party, we don't run a PowerPoint to our family. We don't run a PowerPoint to our friends. We tell a story. We tell, hey, last Wednesday, something interesting happened, and we start telling that story. And but when Monday morning comes, we drop all of that and we open PowerPoint.
Yeah.
So that's a brilliant message in this book. So only when you are hungry, eat, like DTM Karthik says. Only when your message is ready, open the PowerPoint. That is the first chapter, all about the story. Then the suspend PowerPoint. Second chapter is tell a story. T for tell a story. We all know how to tell a story, right? Anecdotes, analogies, example. Toastmasters are all about personal stories. We don't borrow stories from any material or any public stuff, right? The third chapter is about organize your narratives, which is the same template that we have in the project, the Competent Communicator Manual, which is called the Organize Your Speech. So that is, sorry?
Beginning body.
Absolutely. So he created that as a template, which is available in this book. So if you take a print of this sheet and if you do your next speech, it will follow that structure. That's the second thing, organize your speech. And there is also a pyramid technique that is explained here, which is exactly the same thing that DTM Nurain talked about in the 55th meeting of Meraki. Yeah, so that's also there. So it's all remix of the Competent Communicator Manual. The fourth chapter is Remember Mehrabian. This is something new, which is the rule of 7, 38, 55. 7% of the message is communicated through words, 38% through verbal, and 55% through visuals. So how do visuals? It's through body language. So that's the last chapter, very important one, which is you. Why? You must prepare. No speech is an extempore. We still, even the master speakers, they prepare. Only when you prepare, you will be able to do that speech within that 5 minutes or 7 minutes. And there is an evaluation template that is given, where you hand out this to audience and they are saying you get this evaluated, and you know what we do in Toastmasters, very similar. And that's the best part of community-based learning. So, in summary, this book is our good old Competent Communicator Manual, repackaged. Otherwise, it's just any other book, you can flip through it, but it's a very good value addition for a non-Toastmasters. With that, I conclude my management review. It's a good book, you can just flip through it and gift it to someone who may need it. Over to you.
The author Toastmaster? Is the author a Toastmaster?
No, he is not.
Thank you so much, Ashok. He just followed what it is